836, Big 550, KTRS. Don't forget, you can watch us at stltoday.com. Go to the opinion tab page. That's where we live. We also live at KTRS.com right there on the front page. You can watch the segment. You can listen to it on our app. Download our app, one radio station, of course, on your AM dial, 550 on your AM dial. And the next hour, with our partnership with KPLR Channel 11, 11.2. Next hour, we're going to check in with the Scalar brothers via Skype. But right now, Kat Neville and Feast Magazine, sponsored by Jimmy's on the Park, 716 Demont Avenue in Clayton. Call them at 725-8585 or their website, jimmyscafe.com, for menu and directions. This week is Restaurant Week. Jimmy is featuring a 3-course meal. Last week was Restaurant Week, but I'm sure Jimmy will cut you a deal. jimmyscafe.com. And if he doesn't...
Heads up, Jimmy.
If he doesn't cut you a deal, tell him Carney sent you. But if he does cut you a deal, tell him Millhaven sent you.
You don't want him to take your photo off the wall.
No, that's exactly right. Because the pencil adds about 25 pounds. jimmyscafe.com, 706 Demont Avenue in Clayton. All right, good morning, Kat Neville.
Good morning.
All right, let's get a couple of restaurants going.
Well, so today we're going to talk about dining experiences that give a sense of place. So Katie's Pizzeria,
yes,
the new one in Rock Hill. As you know, it is beloved. Number one, everybody loves Katie. She's a sweetheart. And she's also a very talented chef. And what she has launched are what she's calling passport dinners. So once a month.
I know.
Plot thickens.
So once a month, she is creating a special menu that reflects a different region of Italy. And there are 20 different regions of Italy. I don't know if she's going to be doing this for 20 months. I think she said maybe for a year. She's not exactly sure how long she's going to do it.
Right.
But the first one was Tuscany. And so there were there was ragu. There were these wonderful bruschetta with... like white beans, things like that. But the next one is Veneto, which is a region that a lot of people aren't necessarily familiar with. It's going to be held on February the 11th, and you have to get tickets. And the first one sold out really, really
I'm
fast.
sure it sells out instantaneously.
Yeah, so that's why I'm kind of telling you way in advance. But so you want to think about things like radicchio, squid ink risotto, polenta,
Hold on a
crab.
second. What is radicchio?
Radicchio. Okay, so when you go to the grocery store and you see those little heads of what look like cabbage, but they're kind of the color of Kelly's sweater.
Yes.
That is radicchio.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
See?
And it's very bitter.
I was going to say it's a little bitter.
Yeah.
Kind of like Kelly.
I actually pull them out of my salad when I have it in
You
there.
do?
Yeah.
I like it when it's all mixed in. But so kind of like these big flavors, but it is, will see a lot of seafood. And have you ever had like a squid ink risotto or a squid ink pasta before? So it's black.
If they told me I was having it, I would have not eaten it.
Why?
Because it sounds weird.
Oh,
It sounds cool.
That's
Squid
what
ink.
you should eat. You should eat the weird
squid?
stuff.
Is it squid?
Yeah, it's the ink. So you know when a squid is defending itself, it shoots out ink.
Yes.
So that you can't see it.
Who was the first one who thought you could eat that stuff?
Probably the person the fisherman who caught the squid.
What does squid ink taste like? Does it take like Bic ink?
No. It has
real ink.
Sharpie ink? What does it taste like?
Oh boy. It actually is, it's very rich. It's very mild. It doesn't taste like, well, squid is also very mild in flavor, but it has it's very difficult to put your finger on, but it has like this umami, slightly salty, kind of rich character to it, but it's beautiful. And you can get squid ink on the menu at Katie's, but I love squid ink risotto. And when I was going through the Mediterranean, I had a chance to have some in Greece, and it was incredible. Squid ink risotto is incredible. So anyway, February 11th is the next passport dinner, and Angela Ortman is doing the wine pairings. So it's the food and the wine from these different regions, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's Italian food. So often in America, we think that it's like one thing, right? You know, you go to whatever Italian restaurant, and Italian is in quotation marks. And the reality is that, like a lot of cuisines that are brought by different immigrant groups to the U.S. When the Italians came, they could only work with the ingredients that they could find, and so it was difficult to keep the distinctions from their individual regions. So long story short, when you go to Italy and you travel through, just like everywhere else, everywhere that you go, the ingredients are different, the seasons are different, everything, the wines are very unique. And so that's what this series is going to be highlighting.
That sounds really good. And when the Italians came over, they couldn't find squid in the Mississippi River. So squidding sort of has fallen by the wayside.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Quickly, the difference between pasta sauce and marinara sauce.
Well, what do you mean by pasta sauce? There's so many different kinds.
Marinara sauce means what? No beef? Is that what that means?
Marinara is going to be like a tomato sauce.
Okay.
And without meat in it, like a ragu or something.
And what's the sauce with the meat? What's that called?
I believe that's the ragu. I
Ragu,
want
okay.
to say that I believe that is,
Okay.
but there are so many different ways to make quote unquote pasta sauce.
Gotcha.
I mean, like, wouldn't you consider like a cream sauce to be a pasta sauce too?
Okay, I go
Pesto?
to the aisle and I buy the Tonys.
No, you do not.
I buy the Tonys, yeah, from the local guys.
Oh, okay. Because you're a big cook. I would think that you would make your own tomato sauce.
Well,
I think he's a big griller.
That's true.
I cook too. I got pasta a la Millhaven. You ladies, I haven't shown you my pasta a la Millhaven.
Sauce in a jar that you would just.
I got a couple of special little things that I only show at various times.
Kelly, it is time for us to back away slowly from this conversation.
Moving on. All right. So Katie's Pizza on Rock Hill in Manchester,
Yes.
February 11th.
Yes.
Or
any night, but these special
right.
dinners, yes, February
So
11th.
you are warned.
Yes.
And their other location is on Clayton Road, right across the street from that Schnucks there.
The single schnooks.
Yeah.
The single Schnucks, yes. Date
Trolling
night.
the aisles.
Date
like,
night Schnucks.
I wore my best
Kelly Jackson
tracksuit.
keeps Kelly Jackson keeps on running into people at that Schnuck. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you there, sir. What's number 2?
Number 2 is another sense of place, but the place we're going to talk about is here. And so we've talked about niche for years.
Right.
Gerard Kraft, extremely talented, but he and his very talented team over at Niche are reconfiguring the entire menu so that they're only using ingredients that are sourced from this region.
Wow.
So it's regionalism, which is a really big movement in food because, kind of in the same way that what Katie's doing is giving you a sense of place with her Italian menus, what Gerard wants to do is when you come to St. Louis and you dine at Niche, you will taste what the kind of this region of Missouri tastes like. So
love it.
It's really exciting. And so it's all the way from when you order like snacks and starters. And for example, they have a sprouted rye English muffin with a bloomy rind cheese that they make in-house with local milk, which is delicious, drizzled with local honey. They also are doing things like Missouri sturgeon served with a hollandaise. And if you haven't had sturgeon before, it is a cold water fish that we typically associate with like Russia, sturgeon caviar, things like that. But in Missouri, in our very cold spring-fed rivers, the fish actually thrive here too, which is and paddlefish as well, which is it's a surprise.
And do we use the eggs as caviar here?
Paddlefish roe, there is absolutely Missouri caviar, and you can find it on the menu at Niche, and it is delicious.
Really?
It is delicious. Yeah. And
I love
we're going to be
caviar.
exploring that in the magazine, so we can get into that topic as we kind of go down that path. But that's definitely something we're going to be looking into. So he also is doing things like he has this spaghetti squash that he is serving with a little bit of beige feta, different kinds of pork preparations, and of course he's known for doing these different tasting menus. So you can go in and you can get like 3 courses for a certain amount, or you can do the entire chef's tasting menu. Which, if you're into that, I would highly recommend it because it's a really interesting examination of the different types of ingredients that grow here. He has this wonderful mushroom dish where he sears the mushrooms and they get caramelized the way that meat would, and it's really, really interesting. But here is, to me, what is the biggest challenge of this, because on a savory side, a lot of people cook locally in a seasonal way and on the savory side, but he's also extended this challenge to pastry, which means no sugar. Because sugar
is not from Missouri?
Does not grow in Missouri. And chocolate. No chocolate. So you kind
It doesn't grow in Missouri, but you can buy it at a Missouri store.
Does not count.
Okay, doesn't count. All right.
Does not count
has to be
in this
from
challenge.
Missouri.
And it really, what's interesting, and he did say that the chefs have really kind of stepped up to the plate because kind of working within restrictions, you become much more creative. So
Right.
rather than having like chocolate cake on the menu, they have a miso ice cream made with Missouri soybeans, and so that's how miso is made. It's fermented soybean.
So Niche is changing their whole menu for this?
Yeah, they've kind of changed their perspective.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's why
this
we're
is
talking
like
about it.
ongoing.
This is ongoing. Yeah, it's not just a special menu.
Right.
This is a new way that they're approaching their food, and it's through this this idea that we really need to pay attention to what grows here, and so not only support the economics of our local producers, but it makes it so much more interesting.
Yeah,
When you're traveling and when you want to say, okay, so and then. When I go to another place, I'm not interested in.
Right.
I want to
franchise,
eat the food.
right.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
want
you
to
wanna
eat the
eat
food
the-
that is
yeah.
of that place, and so he is pushing that, all the way at Niche, and I think it's resulted in very, very interesting and unique food. So you should definitely go and check it out.
Niche is on Lynch Street? Where is that?
No, it is. It's
moved.
on Forsyth.
It's on Forsyth.
Clayton now.
Oh, that's right. It's not down by the brewery anymore.
No. It's
yeah, that's
it's
right.
7734 Forsyth, right next to Pizzeria.
Right,
where
exactly.
you can go and get
Yes.
pasta sauce.
I apologize. I was at
Different
the
colors
original
and
Niche.
flavors.
I was at the original Niche.
Oh, well, there's a new niche.
There's a
in
new
town.
Niche. That is correct.
But it carries that same. I mean, it's a new location, but it's the same folks, and it
Right.
really does. It carries that same, just a focus on just pushing boundaries.
Yeah, it's great.
Definitely.
Okay, what's going on with FeastCom?
We are sponsoring Science on Tap this weekend, which is at the Science Center, and they're going to be exploring the science of beer.
Yes.
So if you're interested in beer, it's going to be
beer.
a ton of fun, and so lots of different beers are going to be available for sampling.
Yes.
And then you're going to just kind of learn the science of how is beer made and where does the carbonation come from and all that kind of stuff. So your inner beer nerd can indulge at the Science Center.
And Science Center, and to find out more, feastmagazine.com.
Go to feastmagazine.com. You need to call them for tickets. And so we have all the details on the website, phone number, and all that kind of good stuff.
Beautiful. Kat Neville from Feast Magazine, Niche in Clayton, and Katie's Pizza, 2 locations, especially the one on Rock Hill with those specialty Squid Ink dinners exclusively.
It's not just a dinner on Squid Ink.
Squid Ink.
It's delicious.
I'm sure. I
It
have
does
no
sound
doubt.
really
it's very
good.
mild and rich. It's
I have
wonderful.
no
I was
doubt.
gonna say, it seems like it's rich.
When you in the future, when you talk about the caviar, bring
Yes.
in a little bit. And
Okay.
Have you had it before?
I've can't
Have you ever
have
had caviar in general?
No.
What?
No.
It's
McGraw.
so good and comes
No.
It's so
salty and-
delicious.
I try,
And-
but it looks so weird
No,
looking.
oh my God.
It looks weird.
You are missing out
and
on
have
some of the
some-
most wonderful things
Some
in
bubbly
life.
with
I
it.
have had
Oh,
Yes,
Orr's divorce.
Kelly. You. Oh God.
850 KTRS.